Hey there, I am so glad that you are here again. This is part 3 of 4 of my Boundary Basics series. If you have missed part 1 and 2, just reach out to me. I'm happy to send you the YouTube playlist so you can just go through all of them on your own and take your time. But boundaries is such an important issue. I wanted to do like this 4-part series for y'all. So part 4 will be next Wednesday at 10:30 Eastern Standard Time, exactly where you are watching right now. And for those of you that are new to my channel, I'm Jen Hines. I am a certified life coach, and I love helping high-performing, heart-led women who are tired of living on the edge of burnout and want to feel calm, confident, and back in control again, and on their priority list again. And today we're talking about something that I think a lot of you probably struggle with: how to set boundaries at work without looking like you're lazy, unmotivated, or feeling like you're letting people down. So before we kind of dive into that topic, let me ask you this. How many times have you checked an email for work after hours? How often have you responded to a group text from your work team at like 9:45 at night? Or said yes to a last minute project even when your brain and body were screaming no, no, no? Yep, been there. When I was still working in healthcare, I used to answer patient messages late at night, not because I had to, but because I felt like I should. I thought if I don't stay on top of everything, I'm going to fall behind, or worse, they'll think I don't care. But that wasn't really sustainable. I was always on. It led to me feeling very burnt out. It made me feel very resentful to my career. And I started making mistakes. I was exhausted. My documentation started to kind of slide. I was exhausted. I was short-tempered with, not only my coworkers, but also my family, which wasn't fair to them, right? So they were kind of getting what was left for me, not what was best for them. I was mentally checked out with my family by the time I got home. And this was really kind of a wake-up call, because I realized something like constant access doesn't equal commitment. I want to say that again for those of you out there that may feel that way. Constant access to you does not equal your level of commitment to your job, your relationship, any of those things. Overextending myself wasn't making me look good. It was making me burned out and feel resentful and make mistakes in my career. So let's dive into this, okay? What does a healthy work boundary even look like? So a boundary at work isn't about being rebellious or unavailable. It's about being clear about when and how you work best so that you can stay effective and protect your peace and your energy. So I want to kind of shift this mindset. So the old way of thinking, or the inner mean girl or the bully brain, may be saying, if I say no, I'm going to look like I'm not a team player. But the flip side of that, the more empowering thought is, if I say yes to everything, I'll eventually drop the ball, and that hurts everyone. Okay? So here are 3 work boundaries that you can start trying this week. I know that words are hard, right? Especially my people pleasers that are out there that want to say yes all the time and feel guilty when they say no. So I want to give you some words to use, and just take one of these and you start using it this week, and then let me know how it goes. So number 1 is how to protect your off hours, right? So we should all have business hours, even us entrepreneurs. You should have set work hours, right? So one thing to try to protect your off hours, your non-work hours, is I've logged off for the evening. I'll get back to this in the morning, right? So that's just something you're saying to yourself. Or if you feel the need to reply to a text or an email, just say I've logged off for the evening, or have your autoresponder saying I've logged off for the day. I'll get back to this first thing in the morning. Number 2 boundary to set is to kind of clarify your capacity, like what you're able to do in the moment. So I can take this on, but I'm going to need to move something else off my plate. What would you prefer that I pause right now? Okay, I'll say that one again. I can take on this new project, but I'm going to need to move something off of my plate. What would you prefer I pause for the moment? And then boundary number 3 is reclaiming your calendar. Okay, something to try here is I'm available for meetings between 10 and 3. Anything outside that window will need to be rescheduled. These phrases aren't rude, they're responsible. Okay, now the meeting one, that might not be determined by you, right? You might have to take meetings that are outside of those hours, but if you are in charge of your calendar, if you're where you are in your job place allows you to set those meeting times, try to keep them in hours that work best for you. Okay, where you know they're not going to run over into after work hours or in the morning, maybe before you're not awake yet. Okay. And again, setting boundaries is not rude, right? As long as you do it in a kind, compassionate way. You're not saying I don't want to help. You're saying I want to help in a way that works for me and is sustainable to me to protect my well-being, my mental, physical, and emotional well-being. Okay. When you model boundaries at work, you're actually helping others do the same. And it kind of creates this ripple effect throughout your team and throughout your coworkers. The more we normalize boundaries, the less we associate them with being lazy or selfish, right? You deserve to feel your best, right? You deserve to feel healthy in relationships. You deserve to have normal work-life balance, right? Or work-life boundaries. So as I kind of wrap up, if setting boundaries at work feels intimidating, or if your job has you in full burnout mode, I want to help. That's what I do as a certified life coach. Comment, call, or session wherever you're watching this from, whether it's on the replay on my YouTube list or my newsletter or right here on Instagram or Facebook. Comment, call, or session, and I will send you a form to complete some times that'll work for you for us to hop on a personalized free life assessment call. And that call is not a high pressure sales call. That call is just some time for you and I to connect, to kind of see what you're struggling with in regards to boundaries or people pleasing or anything else that's going on in your life. And you're going to walk away from that call with 2 or 3 things you can do right then, whether that is working with me and joining my mastermind or private coaching, or it's just going to be 2 or 3 things that you can implement right now. So thanks for hanging out with me today. These are not easy shifts, but they are powerful ones. And again, go back and watch this video again and kind of jot down some of the words that I used and try and use those this week coming up between now and the next call, and really let me know like how it goes, or if you felt guilt or or maybe you need another boundary. Maybe another of the 3 that I offered relate to you and what you need for work. So reach out to me and I'm happy to give you some words to use. So again, thanks for being here. Join me next week for the final part of the series. That's going to be what to say when family pushes your boundaries. And that one's going to be pretty juicy. So again, that will be next Wednesday at 10:30 Eastern Standard Time right here on my Instagram and on my private Facebook group. So until then, see you and protect your peace. Set your boundaries.